So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. We are sat here smiling Northside because we beat United and we're not a shambles at the moment, like their club. How are you, mate?
All good, man. Just here. All good, chilling. Yeah, it's sunny today. You're not the only one that's receiving some sun. We got some sun out here.
Oh, there you go. You finally got a summer. For about 3 days, and it's probably too hot for you. How are you, Saeed, man? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm not too bad, man. Obviously, my club's a mess, but we'll obviously speak on that one. But other than that, I can't lie. I'm with Northside. We're getting some sunshine, even in the north. People think that the north don't have sunshine, but they do. And yeah, man, we're enjoying the weather. Same that the club aren't shining in that regard. But good to be here. Guys, make sure you're liking the video, people. And yeah, let's get into it, man.
Yeah, come on, man. What are you saying, Flawless? You good, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. Big up for having me as always. Always look forward to the show. Yeah, Manchester United, just being Manchester United, nothing new there. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new. It's not a surprise, not a shock. So yeah, looking forward to the show, man.
Yeah, Khan, big up to everyone inside, man. There's over 400 in here already. So make sure the ratio the likes. Make sure you get the ratio up on the like button because you lot have been slacking the last week or so. We've got 1/4 of you have liked so far. Come on, man. It needs to be 50,
bump up the likes, man. Bump up the likes. What we doing, man?
The people that are watching this need to hit the like button. Make sure you sub to all of the guys. The channel links are in the title. And after I've done this, I'm live with Goonie on his channel. It'll redirect us straight there. Flawless, let me come to you first, man, because I want to get your take on the game first. Yeah, I've heard the other lads, their takes on the game, and I was kind of in and out of your stream the other day. My phone kept bloody ringing every time I was listening to it.
yeah.
So give us your take on the game and how you see it, about the penalty decisions, the possible red cards, etc., etc.
Yeah, in regards to like decisions like VAR, offsides, all those type of things, I never blame that. I never look to that to blame for a defeat. You have over 100 minutes to impact the game. We know referees are bad. We know referees are going to make mistakes. So I don't look at that and go, well, if Garnacho scores that goal and it is actually onside, Manchester United win that game. Yeah, that's true. Or you have ample time outside of that one piece of play to impact the game. I was looking for a performance because I was like fearing going into this game. I called a draw, and that was more in hope than expectation. And I was like, go in there and put in a performance because we've not put in a performance under Ten Hag away from home in any of these big 6 games. And for the most part, we did. I don't have too much issues with the performance. We kept Arsenal's better players quiet. Like Saka didn't do too much. Martinelli didn't do too much. Neither did Nketiah. Odegaard outside of the goal. We didn't offer too much going forward. But I know what Manchester United are like going forward. It's not a surprise. It's get the ball to Rashford and hope he can do something. We don't offer much going forward. That's even where the goal came from. A piece of brilliance from Eriksen. Piece of brilliance from Rashford. My biggest issue with the game is the 2 goals we gave up. They're unforgivable. Them first 2 goals that we gave up is unforgivable. Conceding straight away after you've scored from a kickoff with every man behind the ball. That's nothing to do with style of play. That's nothing to do with patterns of play. That's nothing to do with personnel. That's just basic organization and not being switched on. Unforgivable. If the under 18s was out there and conceded that goal, I'd be disgusted. Never mind the senior team. That shouldn't be happening. And then the second goal as well. And I called it on my watch along. Because I know what this team's like. I've seen them fold away from home. And as soon as you got that corner, I said, people can go watch it on the watch along. I said, we're going to concede here. Because I know what this team is like. And to allow Rice to bring the ball down from a corner and wind up and shoot is unforgivable. And the crazy part is it happened in the first half. And Arsenal had a corner in the first half, and Nketiah did the same thing. He just didn't score. Again, that's just basic organization, basic being switched on. You cannot give up goals like that at the highest level, especially to a team like Arsenal. You can't give that to a top team, because if we don't make those mistakes, we probably get something out of the game. But that's just Manchester United for you. Third goal, we got caught on the break. But I think you've seen all of it was throwback to last season, because that's what got Manchester United so many good results, was us being defensively solid. Outside of the 2 goals, of course, and offensively, I know what we lack. I was not surprised watching that game that we didn't cause any issues to Arsenal's goal outside of our actual goal, because our forward players are just not good enough. I'm saying, take Rashford out of our forward line, we don't offer anything. And that's well known. Højlund was bright though when he came on. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't think we were great. I've seen Arsenal fans getting giddy in it all sides. They're all excited. This is phase 4 and you're in phase 2 in that. Do you know what I'm saying? So Yeah, give us your little thoughts, Northside man, for anyone who hasn't watched any of your streams.
Yeah, for me, I just think it's simple, bro. Like at the end of the day, like you just said, like this isn't a performance that I'm expecting from this Arsenal team being in phase 2 and Manchester United on phase 4 and they're on phase 2. I don't think that's acceptable. You know, even if we judge Arsenal this season with the games played compared to last season, which wasn't enough for us to win the league, yeah, it's not good enough. We've dropped off from last season, and we've even seen the examples of Liverpool being at it every game, pushing Man City to the wire. Yeah, and we've regressed even by last season's standards, and we didn't really push them to the wire. We bottled it and kind of handed to them the league to them with a couple of games to go. So overall performance, I weren't happy with. I'm still not happy at the fact that Eddie Nketiah is supposed to be in form, according to a lot of these fans, and I didn't see anything from Eddie Nketiah. You know, the same old performances that we've been seeing year in, year out. Saka looking burnt out. You know, that's no surprise. We've seen it 2 years on the bounce, Saka being burnt out. You know, Martinelli, yes, he showed a bit of energy, but ultimately wasn't clinical enough. You know, and then you're looking at the middle and you've got Havertz just walking around. For me, I'm sorry, you can't be on phase 4 with the expectation from this fan base at the start of the season that we should be competing and we've bridged the gap against Man City. And this is how we're performing against the Man United that don't have all the players that they need. The manager hasn't been completely backed in all the players that he wanted to bring into the squad. Yeah, there's still players in there that are not good enough and from previous regimes. While this manager has been given almost £700 million to spend and has been here hitting 5 years, and that is the best football that we can produce against Man United, you know, while playing at home, I'm not convinced by that. So I'm just going off of the standard that has been set in the Premier League. Chasing Man City, you need to be impeccable, and it's not a reactionary. I'm not just being reactionary based off of this game. Since the start of the season, we've not had one convincing performance from Arsenal in 90 minutes. We've not been convincing. We've been holding on, waiting on VAR, waiting on penalty decisions, waiting on players from last season that were part of a light bench, like Fabi Vieira, like Nketiah, to come off the bench and save us. You know what I mean? So relying on these kind of decisions, for me, I don't think that we can sustain this. And that is why I see past the result and I look more in the overall picture. And the overall picture is we're not evolving. You know, and we got away with one. We got away with a lot of results last season, but ultimately, the fact that we had a light bench that we were calling for, and the fact that this manager was making wrong decisions and late substitutions caught up with us. So I can see the storm before the storm's coming. There's things that I didn't like about that performance, you know. So I'll give praise to the manager for making certain changes that did affect the game. But ultimately, when you're making that many substitutions that late on in the game, it's because you've got it wrong. So it's not good enough for me.
Yeah, mate. All of this light bench last season, thin squad. And this lot have convinced themselves somehow that the bench is better, and it's exactly the same bench. I see some guy tweeting today about, or maybe we should rest Martinelli and give Reece a go. Like, what? He shouldn't even be at the club. Eddie shouldn't be at the club. Vieira shouldn't be at the club. Tomiyasu shouldn't be at the club. This is our bench, by the way. What did you make of it, Saeed, man?
You know what? I think for me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of came with the decision that we were hard done by in terms of the penalty. Should have been a penalty. I mean, Gabriel's doing wrestling with Hoyland there. What was it? Maybe in real time it wasn't a penalty, but when you actually look back at it, the angle, he doesn't even get the ball, and also he doesn't aim to get the ball. Like he just wants to just clean him out and hope that Saliba comes on the outside and get him. And obviously the Garnacho one. Listen, it might be offside when you look at it in totality, but that was super close. But I'm with Flawless. Like, I didn't think, you know, United deserved to come out there with a loss. I really didn't. Like, I know you had the couple of decent chances and whatnot, but I thought for me, we deserved at least a draw. A draw at minimum. We nullified you lot. We kept you at bay. Saka was pocketed. You know, Martinelli had a difficult time with Wan-Bissaka second half. You know, I thought we did well to kind of keep your best players quiet. And, you know, we're not trying to glorify what Man United are because we're shit away from home. You know our record. But ultimately, I thought United played better than what we play usually. And usually it's quite shit. And usually we get battered. But ultimately, we kept ourselves composed. And we looked like we're going to get something out of the game. Didn't happen. And you know what? We have to move. We have to kind of almost understand that the quality difference. You guys brought on Jesus and obviously certain players. We brought on Johnny Evans and Maguire. Like, ultimately, and obviously brought on a kid, Garnacho. Hoyland's still a kid. Like, the quality ain't there. And if you want to be the best, you have to have the best. Simple as that, man. So, listen, Arsenal, I'm still not convinced by Arsenal. I don't think they're playing great. I don't think they're gonna be in this kind of win the title this year. I still think Man City is strong, but Man United. I mean, so close, but yet so far. Just to kind of almost sums up Man United away from home. Like we just don't seem to have an answer, to win a game against the top 6. So yeah, man, it's just we have to move on. And we have to find another way of winning another Big 6 game. I don't know when's our next one, but we need to win something, man, because I can't take these losses against these Big 6 games, man. Because you know what? You can show a bit of chess on a Big 6. You can show, what are you saying right now? Like, what I mean? You can do a bit something. But when
the way Skullfuggery clipped you up, man, that clip was hilarious.
I know, man.
I can't lie.
No, Skullfuggery, man.
You were buzzing your nut off, with the first goal, and then you took your seat again, and literally you were like,
"Your seat?
What happened? 10 seconds. 10 seconds."
Bro, what is the point of celebrating? And I'm one of them. When I celebrate, I'm going all in. Like I don't
we know Said. We know.
Yeah,
we know.
So,
yeah, we know. We are fully aware.
I looked at the screen. I was like, "Yo, what's happening here? Why is Martinelli on that side here?" Then I see Odegaard on his own. I was like, "Oh my god! Someone deflect it. Someone do this," and it was a clean strike. Clean strike. So, yeah, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. That's what they say, right? It ain't easy.
That's what you say. Easy.
But there you go.
You just said something about Man City. Yeah, Man City equality. We know this. Yeah, I think this is only the second time since he's been manager of Man City that they've actually won their first 4 games. Yeah, so straight away they're better off than they were last season already after 4 games, and we're worse off because we won all of our 4 games. Yeah, we've won 3 out of 4 this time round. Yeah, and
wow.
Listen, Pep's a genius, man. We know this, but you got to find a way.
He's at home as well. He's not even there.
He's tucked up in bed, resting up, man, resting up for the running.
Yeah,
we
all cup. This is a cup. We are cup teams, man. Like the sooner people get that through their head, the better. Well, I hate saying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of City winning.
Cut you off. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, it's cool.
We used to be a cup team until this manager rocked up, won us a cup, and then thought, right, I've done that, completed it. Now I'll throw the rest in the bin every year.
We've been chilled over here, man. We've been chilled.
Well, you win. Well, we talking phase 4. Hopefully, the shield got some some vibranium in it or something like that. But it's like when I say everybody a cup team in regards to that's what everybody can win. Forget about the league. You know what I'm saying? The league cities, everyone's just fighting for second place and top 4. It's about FA Cup, League Cup, and Europe. Like that's legit where everyone's at. This whole thing about City are going to fall off and they're not going to be the same and they can't 4-peat. Like I said, somebody's got to stop them. Who's better than them currently right now constructed? I don't see a team in the league that's better than them.
No.
Exactly. It's annoying. Trust me, I'm tired of it. I see Pep just I don't know, retire, just leave. You know what I'm saying, just turn this league into a farmers league. But here we are.
Do you know what's crazy, right? It's De Bruyne's out, Mahrez left, Gundogan left.
Yeah.
Not Rodri. Laporte's gone. It's just mad. And people are sitting there all summer, wouldn't it? All summer. We've bridged the gap. Oh, look at the signings we're making. They've got weaker. We've got stronger. Then we beat them in the Shield. Well, we didn't. We drew and then done. Yeah, and it was, it's our season. We're going to do it. We've bridged the gap. Nobody's bridged that gap because there's who clever, man. Like Pep knew, as soon as he put Nathan Ake at left back last season, he knew he was winning the treble. I am convinced, because he had, who did he have at left back before that? Cancelo.
Yeah, it would have been Cancelo. Yeah.
Cancelo. Cancelo can't defend properly. Yeah, listen, he's a very good player, but ultimately, defensively, he is nowhere near good enough to play for Man City as a defender. Yeah, I think he's more of a midfielder anyway. Yeah, he ain't a fullback for me. I think
winger. A bit of a winger. I think it's more of a winger, me.
A what?
Cancelo, you're talking about? Yeah, I think it's more of a winger to me. I've never looked at him as a fullback. Because when he was at Juventus, he was playing right wing, when he started his career at Juventus. Even I think when he was at the other club, he started off as a winger. So I don't know how he's kind of made himself a right back. I don't know. Maybe that's what Pep Guardiola saw in him first and then kind of went a different way. So it's
because it's defensive deficiencies you kind of take on board because of how good he is going forward. He's Trent. You know what I'm saying? He's the Portuguese Trent. The reason why you put up with Trent being defensively suspect because you know what he gives you going forward. It's a balance. One of them, obviously, and City have been successful with him. So
I see a stat the other day that Trent's got more assists in the Premier League than Mesut Ozil got.
That's crazy. That's what I'm talking
actually,
about, though.
That's actually mad.
Yeah, I've seen that as
Yeah.
well. I've
But
seen
that's
that
what we're saying. You put up with Trent being poor defensively because of what he gives you going forward in terms of creative outlet. Because I have a creative outlet with the ball at his feet. He's incredible going forward, 110%. But but it's like from a defensive style, do you put up with that? And obviously we've seen City with Cancelo do the same thing. But then Pep decided to go with his 4 centre backs, and it worked because they won the treble.
Now we got Zinchenko, man. These men will justify Zinchenko. But I said this the other day, yeah, with this fan base, that we're going to be on phase 22. We're going to be like Adam 22's wife. You can just do whatever you want with this club. And it is what it is. Phase 22 is the next level. So everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody that's saying, oh, we bridge the gap, yeah? Phase 22, next season, don't worry. There's excuses all the time. You know what I mean? I've given you your excuse already. Yeah, because these men try and justify people like saying, Arsenal fans are sitting there. Lee, I'm sure you see that these filhos da puta, I'm not going to allow them to escapar. You will not escapar. You will not escape. Yeah? You man are saying, oh, I'm seeing, after that game, I saw on AFTV, oh, yeah, but now we've got a bench we actually got a bench that is versatile. Wait, hold on. Off the bench, we're bringing on Zinchenko. We had him last season. Bringing off the bench Fabi Vieira. We had him last season. Bringing in Ketia off the bench. We had him last season. Yeah, we're bringing off Kivio off the bench. We had him last season. Jorginho off the bench. We had him last season. What is the difference to the bench? Oh, but we got Kai Havertz. He's a starter. Under this manager, he's a starter. Oh, but we got Declan Rice. He's a starter. So the bench looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. But all of a sudden, because these viados have to paint everything as fantastic, oh, you know, the bench is different now. We got a different bench. No. We've seen Fabi Vieira give 1 or 2 performances and give him props where props is due. But have we seen it over the course of a season? No, we haven't. We've seen Nketiah score a brace at Chelsea. But with 10 games to go 2 seasons ago to get top 4, he died. So at the end of the day, I'm not hearing these one-off performances because we've seen it all the time. Yeah, Reece Nelson, he's coming. What did Reece Nelson do against Man United? Because a lot of these Arsenal fans ain't talking about that.
Oh, they're getting giddy, man. They're making out he had a worldie when he came on. What, just he got the ball and run at somebody? Did he take his man on once? Like, come on, man. Bro. Yeah, but this is what they do, bro. This is what they do. And if Man United had won that game, yeah, Man United fans, not you guys, but most Man United fans online would have sat there and gone, oh, we've landed. We're back. Oh,
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like,
no.
It forgets about the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, facts. No, people taking a win too far. 100. If we would have won that game, that Garnacho goal standard is we're back. We can challenge all this type of nonsense. It's like, yo, just relax and take the praise in isolation, critique in isolation. You could praise the win and say, all right, we turned it around against Arsenal. Great win to go there. But let's see if we can back that up now. It's all about consistency. That's what we lack. You know, that's what because we put in good performances before, not so much this season, but previously. But then it's backing it up and backing it up and backing it up. And that's the issue that we have because we just lack quality. So yeah, of course, if we would have won our title charge, City a week, all the things you lot were just mentioning then, we bridged the gap. You know what I'm saying? We can close in on City. Like, yeah, sure.
Arsenal cadets, bro. Arsenal cadets. It's all about just being involved. Don't worry about it. Arsenal cadets. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of it. And you know what? Yeah, not only am I going to call out my club, I'm going to call out your club. I'm going to call out Chelsea. I'm going to call out everybody else. Liverpool. Everybody.
Army.
Bro, everybody as a whole. I'm not saying everyone. Everyone's content that we can't beat Man City. Nobody's an uprising. I've never seen this. When Man United were great, we didn't just sit there and accept it.
You just when roll over.
We were rivaling you lot and we'd win the league. You lot didn't accept that. Do you know what I'm saying? When Chelsea come up, nobody. When Jose had money, yeah, the first team I remember going to the CAF and seeing because them times we didn't have the internet. Going to the CAF, yeah, you see in the Sun, £50 million spent on a player record break. I never saw Fergie and I never saw Man United fans, nor Arsenal fans say, "Oh, we can't compete with Chelsea." Yeah, we can't win. We can't contend against them. But now all of a sudden, because Man City have got money, we can't contend. What's the difference in Chelsea having money and Man City? Because it's relative to the back then. Back then, when Chelsea had money, they were spending money that no one had. So what's the difference?
You know what? It's true. It's true. Right. You know what? I just literally been on the Manc Talk now with Steve, and he's just giving me shit, saying, you know, you've got Johnny Evans and Maguire at the back, and you know what I mean. They're signing Gvardiol on them, man. So it's the roles have been reversed, man. And obviously, ultimately, Man United have done this to themselves. The Glazers, whoever they've been there, we were ahead of Man City for so long. All of a sudden, they've caught up to us and even actually gone beyond us now.
Your club had the best stadium, yeah, the best infrastructure, the best training ground, the best training facilities, the best team, the best manager, the most money. And now, fast forward 20 years later, you're probably the worst training ground in the league. Yeah, everyone's got money. Everyone's got dough, albeit you still have a massive income compared to, say, Brighton, for example. Yeah, but everyone's still got the ability to go out and spend. Yeah, your stadium's falling down. It stinks of piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's leaking water everywhere from the roof. Yeah, and then you've got statement after statement after statement coming out. The Glazers, are they selling? Aren't they selling? Like, bro, your club is an absolute shambles.
More statements than wins, more statements than points, more statements than bro. I'm telling you,
more statements than clean sheets.
Yo, I seen the GA. I seen the GA for the statements. I'm like, yo, that GA is looking good right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we did that on the pitch.
Yo,
that's it.
I'm telling you right now, like the statements are, oh my, every minute. And if it's not this, it's that. If it's not, you know what it is as well. Man United have got to clear their name because they care about the brand so much. They come out with a statement straight away. They don't let it just sit there. They say, you know, we've got to retaliate. I'm like, listen, man, just deal with it in house, like. And it just shows
you don't always need a statement for everything, can it? You don't always.
Yeah, and the craziest part is the majority of the statements we put out don't even say nothing. You're making statements and it's not even, you read it and you've said a whole load of nothing.
Why didn't you just deal with it the way my mom used to deal with me in Tesco's, bro? My mom, when me and my sister, in Tesco's, yeah, she goes, these fees start water. She goes, come, let's go to the toilet. When I went to the toilet, I got weighed in so many times. Harold, Tesco, bro. She'd be in front of everyone. You know, the parents are judging. They're like, oh, look at her. She can't control her kid. She'd be like, come to the, I just want to chat to you. And we'll be
bro, I raised you one, yeah. My mum, there was 4 of us, all within 6 years of each other. Yeah, I was the oldest, and there was 3 younger within 6 years, yeah.
Yeah.
My mum walked us up to the shopping centre, and if we were all kicking off, walking around the shopping centre and that, literally up by the arm, with the shoe across the back and the leather soled shoes, in the middle of the shopping centre, bro. Yeah, like literally screaming down. There's echoey inside the shopping centre and that. It's just screams everywhere. Now imagine trying to do that to your kids, man. Like, bro, you'd be locked up. Yeah,
like, you don't have to discipline in public, bro. My point is, you don't have to discipline in public. Like, at the end of the day, you have to look at, unless this, you know, like it's like there's different characters. Yeah, there's people react differently to different things. Yeah, I can take somebody telling me to my face because I work in trade. I'm used to getting like shouted at when I was an apprentice, and it just pushed me and motivated me. But you know, there's people in the workforce that you need to pull them to the side, tell them the same thing that you need to tell them, but don't do it in front of other people because it just diminishes them. At the end of the day, the transfer window's closed. You're not going to get rid of Sancho. You're stuck with him. Whether you try to get rid of him or not, you're stuck with him now.
Their last chance is Saudi, and that their window shuts at 10 p.m. UK time.
So if you know that he doesn't react well to public criticism, why can you say everything that you had to say behind closed doors? Tell him still what the standards are and tell him what you expect from him. But if you don't believe that he's going to react the right way, why do that? Because now there's a divide, and now there's all this conversation about player power.
It's a good point.
Now, what is the point? Like, you have to also assess. It's like if you like, I don't have kids yet, but me and my sisters, we're all different personalities. Me, I can get told off 1,000 times. I don't take it personal. If anything, I just strive to try and do better. But my other sister, she was very sensitive. So if you do that, she doesn't even hear what you're saying.
She's going to shut down.
For me, and all the defensive walls come up, and you don't get the best. So you can still set the same standards. I still think Ten Hag is right to call him out if that is the case. But why do you have to do it publicly? Do you know what I mean? How many times have you seen defend his players or Mourinho defend his players in his heyday? Do you know what I'm saying? But do you think behind closed doors, they're not saying what they really feel? Like, you don't have to do that in public. You don't.
Yeah. No, agreed. Yeah. No, I fully agree with that in regards to that. Obviously, what Ten Hag said about Sancho. I'm never with criticizing players publicly. It never works. When is it? You have to, like you said, you have to know the character of the person, but it doesn't benefit the player, don't benefit the manager, the team. Nobody benefits from that. He could have easily just said, yeah, I left him out for tactical reasons, and that kills all this dead. Now this is going to rumble on, despite if Sancho's right or wrong.
You've seen all the biggest accounts, Man United accounts. They're all tweeting out about when he was at an Adidas launch and this and that.
Yeah, I've seen that, man. That's joking, man.
But this is Man United. Yeah. This is Man United trying to ruin his reputation now, yeah, because they want rid of him. Yeah, they've obviously, yeah. So they're now going to prep all these journos, and don't you have this in your fan base, and so do we in ours, yeah? They all tweet pretty much within the same half an hour of each other, these big accounts. The same thing. You're telling me these people are wide awake, 24/7, right? Ready to go. Mate, I'm telling you now, they are club, it's club accounts, some of these, yeah? They're club accounts, and the ones that are not club accounts, because we've got a few in Arsenal that are actual, well, they're bot accounts, but they're actual human beings. Yeah, but they're paid, man. 100% these accounts are paid to tweet that out because they got 1.5 million followers. One of your accounts has got, another one's got 300,000. Yeah, and they're posting this stuff out, and it's like, well, why didn't that come out at the time then? But now you're trying to smear it. Yeah, and it's not. I'm using him as an example because he's the latest one. Yeah, but this has happened so many times. Soon as the Ronaldo thing happened, all of a sudden, all the accounts are starting to roll out Ronaldo hate. Yeah, listen, I ain't a big fan of Ronaldo, but the way they do it is systematically breaking down the character of that person because the club want to force the player out.
But it's when you know what I mean. This is the thing, though. We were all last week talking about Dele Alli, and we're all saying, "Oh, we should look after players, and we shouldn't be doing all this." And then now you're writing this about Sancho again. It don't make sense for me. Like this today, I don't know if you've seen it, but why are we going back to a campaign in 2022 that he didn't want to be kind of part of something and whatnot? Like, who cares? How's that got any relevance to the Ten Hag situation? But now we're trying to project what Sancho apparently is. Bro, come on, man. What are you doing? Like, you know what you're trying to do, actually. You know what you're trying to do. And obviously, it's trying to navigate a certain opinion or certain kind of feeling towards that person. So now everybody's now against or vilifying Sancho when it shouldn't be about that right now. Yeah, it should be about the manager and the player behind closed doors finding out a situation. But the media, it's a field. If you're a reporter regarding Man United, you're eating nicely. You're actually eating nicely. You can write so many stories. You can manipulate how you want. And Neil Asher will give you full reign. He'll just say, you know what, whatever sells well and whatever puts us out there, good or bad PR, they don't care, by the way, because it's still PR to them. They'll take it. They'll be laughing. They'll be like, you know what, we'll take that. And that's all it is, man.
On top of that, the thing is with reporters, we're not even reporters. If anyone says anything about Manchester United with a decent amount of followers, Manchester United fans will fall for it. Look how many, during the transfer window, how many nonsense stories come out about who we've been linked with. And our fan base actually laps it up. Remember when we got linked to Pickford? That was never a thing. I just use him as an example. But Manchester United fans ran with that. And there was never any reliable source who said Manchester United are interested in Jordan Pickford. But in regards to it with Sancho, we knew this is like clockwork. As soon as this situation happened with Sancho and Ten Hag, you already know, because some people just don't like Sancho because of his performances in the United shirt. They're going to run with this. All these stories, and I put in quotation mark stories, are now about his personality. Even when you read them, they don't say anything. They say, oh, he's not really. What was it?
He said, go and speak to Maguire, Shaw.
Yeah, he's not really
answering
he's
questions.
not really talkative. Like Northside just mentioned it. People are different personalities. When I worked jobs and I was in the office, people know don't talk to me between 9 and 12:30. I'm not a morning person. Don't chat to me.
Yeah.
Like don't talk to me. That's not me being rude or being anti. I'm not a morning person. I don't want to be here as it is. Just don't chat to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just legit what it talk to me after lunch or just beforehand. Like, so what they talk, he wanted them to talk to Bruno Maguire. Maybe he's just a chilled out person, or he don't smile much. Why are we trying to dictate people's personalities? Talk about that man's performance on the pitch. This is what I don't like. People go overboard. If you want to criticize Jadon Sancho for his performances in a Manchester United shirt, cool. I have no issues with that. I've criticized him, but let's not start talking about off the field stuff. Because we did the same with Pogba. It was too much. Go on.
But bro, to your point, flawless. Look at the way he handled. Ten Hag was praised in the way that he handled Ronaldo. He let him let the rope and hang himself.
He did.
He didn't even have to say much. He just gave it to him. So if you're so secure that Sancho is not training properly, he's giving him everything, he's helping him, and the standards that your manager has is uniform for everyone that plays for your football club. Why come out and do this? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just let it will show. Fans will know. Fans will know when players are walking around. We see it with Havertz in our club. Fans know when players are being given opportunities and they're not taking them. Fans know. Yes, some fans it takes a bit of time, and I'm sure that not everybody in your fan base saw that Ronaldo actually doesn't bring what they thought he would bring, and it was more nostalgic.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That you, man, that were criticizing and were seeing it. He gave him enough time for everyone to see, right, it's not me, it's him. Yeah, why can't you just do that with Sancho? Because really and truly, you can't replace Sancho right now. Sancho ain't going nowhere now. Do you know what I mean? And now a lot of players are now going to be looking at him a bit like, hold on. Like, okay, cool. The next time somebody doesn't train properly, I'm expecting him to be dropped, and I'm expecting you to put out a statement. Because now he's put out the blueprint and how he's going to deal with players. So anyway, we do this at work. Every time you're at work, if you see someone gets away with something, and then your manager makes a big deal out of it, yeah, doesn't make a big deal out of it. You're like, ah, cool, everyone can get away with it. By the time they do it, and then he jumps down your throat, you're wait, hold on.
He was
Like,
you know what? He was emotional. He was emotional after the game. He was actually quite hot. He was making a lot of excuses. Fair enough. He's making it. If he's the manager, then he can say what he wants. But he was very, very, animated. He looked like he was emotional. He looked like he was hot, man. And he just said it like. And also the question was brought to him. And sometimes when the pressure's brought to you, you have more control in saying what you want to say. Nobody. And this is what he's been like throughout the whole thing. He's kept the media on their toes, like he's never given them anything. So he didn't really need to say it. But I always think if you're then saying it, and again, if he wants to say something, you could do what you want. But at the same time, Sancho then can defend himself. That's just the way I kind of look at it from my point of view. Because it comes across any work life. A manager or someone speaks about you and you feel like it's disingenuous, or you feel like it's not true, or you don't think it's that kind of version of events. He's then come out and strongly defended himself. I think there's some sort of miscommunication in the middle. Someone's not said anything. Someone's, maybe said, you've come in late to training, and the manager's found out, and then this and that. So we don't know, man. So I feel like for me, there must be something going on behind the closed door that we don't know about. That's just the way I kind of look at it. Sorry for.
But he doesn't have to answer it, Saeed. Lee, I'm sure all three of you get comments here that come in that this guy's just being an idiot. You just go next question, just move on. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure there's loads of comments. Lee goes, he's just ignoring it. Doesn't even pay it no mind. Yeah,
Facts.
Or skirt around it like Arteta. Lee knows Arteta's A1 at skirting around questions. He will never answer the question. He'll go everywhere. He'll
waffle on about wives and car journeys to work and stuff like that. And he says a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, but then you're like, oh, he didn't even answer the question. Yeah, he is a master of spin. 100%. He'd be a great politician. But listen, big up to everyone inside, man. There's 1,200 in here, and we ain't even got 500.
Hey, bump up the likes, man. What are we doing here, man? Bump up the likes.
Come on. You lot are killing me. I can't lie.
What is this conversion rate going on, man? Bump up the likes, you lot, man. Stop being lazy.
This conversion rate's dead. It's like literally 33%.
Tell him
it's like Ramsdale shot saving.
You know what you need to do? Start pay as you go streams, bro. Until the likes go up, the stream won't continue.
Right. Yeah, maybe we should black out our screens and that. And
just black out the
screen. I want to move on to this Antony story, yeah, right? Because let me come to you, Northside, yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of alleged things going on with Antony. The club issued a statement that said nothing. There's then reports coming out saying that Man United basically tried to cover this up. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, but it said that they sent the club doctors at like 2 a.m. to a hotel room where he allegedly like threw her around, punched her up and that, and smashed her head open, bust her implant in her chest. And then the club doctors apparently rocked up. But what do you make of it, man? Because for me, obviously, we don't know the full ins and outs. We only know what's being put out there. The same with the Greenwood one. Yeah, we only knew what was put out there. But if he's done this, and it isn't if he's done this, I think he's going to get trialed in the UK because it was at Manchester police station. It was reported. Yeah, he's already been dropped from the Brazil team. Yeah, I think he's going away for a long time, mate. What do you think? If he's done it.
Well, like you said, if he's done it, I'm not going to come out and condemn the player because look at Mendy. Look at what happened with the Mendy situation. A lot of people had a lot of comments. A lot of people, oh, it looks like this, it looks like that. And I get it that people want to defend victims because obviously, I get it to a degree that it pulls on heartstrings because nobody wants to see violence towards women. I get it to a degree. But at the same time, we can't also just condemn people because we're ashamed or we're appalled at the allegations. So for me, I'm not going to say that he did it or he didn't do it. But also at the same time, when you're looking at Man United, it's like they set the precedent with Greenwood. They set the precedent with Greenwood. Greenwood, even though we went to court and was cleared of everything, everybody's got their opinions. The club said, you know what, you were accused of that. And by all means, we're going to have to depart. And he's now gone to, I think it's La Liga. So you've set the standard now. You can't kick out Greenwood for, mistreating women. And then when it's Antony, you're going to justify it or you're going to keep him on or whatever it is. They set their standard as to what they accept and what they don't as a football club. Whether people agree with it or not, it's got to be uniform. So, but at the same time, I can also see that maybe the football club are looking at it and thinking, well, how much money did we just lose on Greenwood? Like that was a player that could have been pushing up 100 mil, 150, you know, with the potential that he had. Do we really want to lose more money with Antony, you know? And you already know how Man United's owners are. So maybe if allegedly, I don't know, if they were covering up for Antony, the only reason I could see the football club trying to cover up for Antony is because of the money. You know, the money that they could have received for Greenwood and then the money they could have received for Antony. And they're trying to like clean it all up so they don't lose another player that could command a big fee or they could get their money back. But either way, for me, if you've put your standard down, then you have to roll with that through the good and the bad. Obviously, it's not the club's fault that Antony, you know, is alleged to have done this and done that. But you can't deal with, for me, you can't deal with Greenwood one way and then deal with Antony another way. I just don't think that's acceptable.
But the club doctor, key thing for me in this story.
Go on, mate. No, go on, mate.
I was going to say the club doctor in this, because obviously in the story it's alleged that they tried to get a club doctor to the hotel, tried to cover it up instead of going to the hospital. That's what they're saying. But obviously Man United are denying it, that they sent a club doctor to the hospital to kind of make it out like it wasn't a alleged domestic abuse. And if that gets, you know, the CCTV, they find out on the CCTV and they realize that and they see it.
Oh damn! Yeah, it's a hotel, isn't it? So they're gonna have CCTV.
Yeah, it's a hotel.
Oh my days!
Yeah, man. So
Wait.
you know, if they collect all the evidence, man, that's why it looks damaging for the football club. It looks proper damaging, and I'm like, you know what, man? What have you got yourselves into? You know what I mean? It's very, very, and even and as well, like, you know, this morning, I don't know if you've seen it, but United invited a paedophile to the one of the.
I see it. Yeah, I see that.
I didn't actually read that statement. What actually was it? I didn't read that one.
So basically,
go on, say. Do explain.
Go on, Lee. Go on. No, you explain.
No, I was going to say. So basically, it was the Manchester United women's coach, women's manager from 1983 to 2001, right? He then leaves the football club, and then in 2011 gets convicted on about 18 different charges of being a nonce, basically. Goes to jail for 4 years, and then comes back as a guest of honour at Man United. But this is where the maddest thing about it is, yeah? He was a guest of honour for the women's team. What the hell is your club doing, bro?
Bro.
This is big. Your club is so dusted, it is mad.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And apparently Man United didn't know. What do you mean he didn't know? He was your manager.
Do your due diligence. How do you not know? Do your due diligence, do your reports. Yeah, man, do your background checks.
Peak.
That's outrageous.
It's crazy, man. But this is the mismanagement of the football club, innit? And like I said, yeah, there might have been a mistake, but how many mistakes is this football club going to do?
You can't make them type of mistakes. You can't make them type of mistakes, man.
That's what I'm saying. You can't
make them type of mistakes.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a mistake. Someone down the line has done the ultimate negligence, like the ultimate kind of mishap. But yet, it's still at the football club. I guarantee you, whoever's fucked up that situation is still at the football club, or it's still got a role somewhere. What is going on, man?
Because I'm sure there would have been kids there at that, wherever was going on. You know what I'm saying?
There'd be loads of young kids there, man.
That's what I'm saying. There'd be kids. You can't make those type of mishaps. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing them things.
Nah, it's peak. I can't lie. It is actually mad. Your football club is moving as bad as my Mac right now. Like, honestly, every single day there is another story coming out of United, yeah, that is not good for your football club's image. Yeah, and when I grew up on Fergie, yeah, being your manager, yeah, that's all I've known is Fergie, really. Yeah, and mate, the standards were so high at Man United. Even when the Glazers came in and Fergie was still there, I know you weren't going out and buying like world-class players every week or every month or whatever, every season, but you still had a world-class attitude. Yeah, and then as soon as Fergie's gone, them Glazers have gone, yep, now he's gone. Yeah, we're sweet. We can do what we want. Yeah, and the way they're running that, man, it's like, bro, it's like having a Ferrari, yeah, and like putting vegetable oil in it to power it. Now, that's pretty much Man United. It's true.
It is.
Like,
no, you're right.
Or you got a Ferrari, but you can't afford the insurance. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, it's mad.
Someone said that right hand side is cursed, man. Someone said yesterday on my stream, you was there, Lee. Someone said that right hand side is cursed, man, because you got me like Greenwood. You got the Sancho situation not worked out for him. You're looking at Antony now, like, bro, like, just avoid that right wing, man. I'm telling you, man, because right now it's just not giving you any luck. Or something's happening. But you know what? Going back to the Antony one, if he is charged, then obviously it's the same situation, same protocol Man United have got to have with Greenwood. You get charged, you go out of the team, you're suspended, and you know what I mean? Until that situation is dealt with, you ain't coming back into the team, man. That same energy needs to be applied. You know what I mean? So, and again, we don't know what she's got. She's very, very adamant about this situation. If you actually look at her report, she's now accusing Man United of covering it up. She's now accusing the club of lying. She's now obviously telling that Antony is this, alleged woman beater and whatnot, and da-da-da-da. Like, she's now doing a lot now. And obviously, she's looked at the Greenwood situation and how that's coming to light. And now she's exposing it in the media because she feels like she's not being heard. And if she rightly feels like that, then so be it. She's got every right to do that. So it's very, 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 very careful, man, what goes on this, in this football club. And again, the manager, like, people can say Ten Hag, this and that. But for a manager to deal with Ronaldo, to now deal with Sancho, Maguire situation, the Glazers, and now this, all under the manager's reign, bro, you have to have an ounce of sympathy for the manager to deal with all this shit under his reign. You have to, because I don't think it's very, very difficult to deal with that and then manage a football club as well. So it's a madness, man. It's an absolute madness. But again, it will tomorrow we'll find out something else, and then the day after we'll find out. Oh man, it's crazy. That's football club right now. We are a mess. So when people like Steve are bantering me, I just take it now. When Steve's bantering me now, I'm just taking it. There's no clapping back. There's no saying nothing. I'm gonna just keep quiet and be like, you know what? You're right.
This team don't deserve your defense. You know what I'm saying? This team don't deserve your defense. Like, they don't give you anything to work with. They don't give us nothing to work with. 100%. Before, like last season, at least we were bringing a knife to a gunfight. Currently, now we got a rock. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all we got. Bro, sometimes you got to throw the rock and just hope for the best. A slingshot. Like you Bart Simpson, you know what I'm
saying? Bro, Bart Simpson setting.
That's where we're at. Like, that's what it is. That's why I don't defend these. When your club's hitting goals, even my club ain't hit. I can't even lie to you. I don't even remember this kind of drama at Arsenal.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? It's all
what's
just
the most drama? This is the thing. You can, like, I heard you say yesterday, Said, you can never do your due diligence, obviously, on players, yeah? Like, but you never really know what happens behind closed doors. Facts. Like, we've all got that one mate that's a little bit crazy, yeah, and stories come out about that mate. You think, what the fuck are you doing that for? Like, oh yeah, I went on a mad one, disappeared, left the missus and kids for 4 days and went on a bender. Like, what? That's not me, by the way. I'm not that mate.
Yeah.
I go on a bit of a crazy one, but I always come home. I don't know how I got home half the time, but I get home.
Responsible adult.
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, you never know. But the one thing I'll say, it's Arsenal. I can't remember the last player that Arsenal have had that has had anywhere near this level of drama. No. Like, that Greenwood, well, I can't actually remember a player at Arsenal ever doing any of these things that are alleged to have happened. I genuinely can't. Maybe the chat can help me. I don't know.
Yeah, Manchester United, man. We a TV series, man.
Yeah, people are saying Thomas Partey. People are saying Thomas Partey, but I mean, that do we even know? I mean, that's just some woman on.
That seems to have gone quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The club haven't put a statement out. By the way, the club haven't put a statement out. Yeah, like your club.
Yeah,
your statement
people
about
are saying Partey, but. Listen, if Partey's done what's said to have been done, same thing to him. Go, you're going to jail for time. But that's just all disappeared. Maybe he's paid off. I don't know.
Who knows?
Maybe it never happened. Who knows?
Yeah, typical with Manchester United. We are like a TV series, man. Keeping up at Carrington, man. Like, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's us, man. I'm telling you. Just always something going on off the pitch, man.
They need to get rid of the Real Housewives of Cheshire and do the Carrington one, man. Like, seriously. Like, it's a drama.
It's drama, though. Mm-hmm. But this is why Netflix and Amazon don't come. Like, obviously, Man United don't want to come near to Netflix and Amazon. Imagine we had Amazon and Netflix.
I don't want that. That is the worst case scenario, in it. Look at how bad our results are. You don't want to see how we are getting to these bad results. You don't want to see. We know the infrastructure is bad from the outside looking in. You don't want to see how the food is made. You know what I'm saying? The restaurant serves bad food. You really want to go in the kitchen and see how bad and see how the food is being made? No, you know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario for us. Worst case scenario.
Who do you put this down to? Who do you guys put it down to as Man United fans? Like, who do you look at? Who's to blame?
Everybody. I put it down to
Yeah.
everybody, from the Glazers, everybody in the hierarchy, everybody. More so the Glazers and the hierarchy, because this was happening as much as like Ten Hag's trying to deal with on the pitch. This was happening before him. So I look at the Glazers and I look at the entire board and everybody in the hierarchy. All of the higher ups have allowed this to happen. Everybody.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
simple.
cracking me up. Keeping up with the Carringtons.
Yeah, man. Keeping up with Luke Harrington, man. That's us. That's us. You know what I'm saying.
Bro,
That's
every
us.
day though, man. Every single
And
day.
because it's international break, there'll be more. Someone will go away and say something. Somebody on international break.
Oh,
one of our
100%.
players will
Yeah,
say
Yeah,
something.
one of our players. Yeah,
Yeah, it
someone
won't
will
be the
say
English lads. It won't be the English lads because
Yeah.
they'll have already been told. Yeah,
Yeah,
But
don't say that.
It'd probably be Bruno Fernandes or someone, man. Just
Someone will
like,
say something.
and it'll be oh, it was mistranslated or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Misinterpreted. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know what's mad?
misinterpreted.
I was on YouTube, yeah, and I was typing in Antony in it, and Anthony's done a podcast in Manchester on some Brazilian station, but it's in Brazilian, so I don't understand it. But like, I'm like, yo, because United are very, very particular on what interviews you did, and he was just on some random Brazilian station, and he did an interview, and I was like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what happens. Like, you can just go everywhere you want and speak what you want because Man United don't have control for some reason now, so. But it wouldn't surprise me if he comes on this next TV station and says, I want to clear my name and I want to do everything. And it's like, bro, that is not the court of law. Like, that ain't gonna save you. That's just basically you putting yourself out there that you ain't done it. You know, so it's peak, man. And like I said, he cost 90 million. How much did he cost Florence? 85 million, innit?
Yeah,
Or
something like that. Yeah, it was like 80, 90 M, something like that. Something
Another
like that.
expensive mistake as well, if that happens, man. Another expensive mistake. It's it's baffling, man. And you know what? We've had a statement from Mount. His brother came out. Remember when he had a bad performance? He came out with a statement. So we get statements for serious and unserious things. Maguire came out with a statement saying about how he's now not the captain. Bro, who cares if you're not the captain anymore? Why do I need to know? Bro, you give up your badge. Like, seriously, give up your armband and let it, like, why do you have to make a statement about, oh, you're not the captain anymore? Bro, and when I said that, yeah, all these United fans said, oh, why are you being negative? And what I said, bro, because sometimes this football club makes statements when it's not needed. You don't have to. It's like now, if I say I'm going to the gym or something, I don't need to tell everyone, yo, I'm going to the gym. Just go to the gym. Or if
It's
I
like,
say,
it's like
oh,
these girls that sit on Facebook all day telling them every single thing they're doing all day. Yeah. And then when their husband comes home from work or their boyfriend comes home from work, yeah, they wonder why they don't speak. Motherfucker, I've seen you on Facebook telling me what you've done all day.
You know exactly what you've done. Yeah.
Bro, like just go do what you want to do. Like whatever what's gonna happen, just do it. Like I just literally, man, I'm just like, it's baffling, man. And United do the same. They make statements about a statement, and I'm like, no, listen, that's in due court right now. You don't need to make a statement, but because Man United right now can't have stories to sell, and their stock prices are down and their shares are down, it needs to go up. So
their shares lost
there's a bit of
600
buzz.
million yesterday. 600 million wiped off of Man United's price, just like that.
Just like that, bro.
That's telling me that they ain't selling, bro. That's telling me they ain't selling. There's one. Why would they suddenly just dip? No, I know, obviously, the Antony story's out there, but did it dip that bad when the Greenwood story came out?
That it dipped because obviously the reports came out stating that the Glazers weren't looking to sell. That's what it was. But then a couple of days after, I think this was yesterday, it came out saying that the Sheikh Jassim is upset. Well, not upset. He's unhappy with how it's going, but he's still looking to buy the club again. I've spoken on this many a times. Most people talking about the ownership and tweeting about it and reporting about it don't know what's going on. There's very few people who actually know what's going on in regards to this ownership.
Is this
That's
Sheikh
a handful
Jassim
of people.
a real person though, or is he just
he's real.
character?
No, he's real.
He's real. Yeah, listen.
Has anyone actually heard him speak and say that
he's real?
By Man United face on camera.
He's real. Now, I've heard he's not done anything, but his pops obviously owns something out there as well. So his pops spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a few months back, and I've seen. I was worried about that, but because I only seen one picture, but then I see more pictures of him. I was like, yeah, man, it's gonna happen, man. Well, no, actually, I shouldn't say that. I said it could happen. It could. We'll see.
Could happen. Yeah. Bro, if that don't happen, mate, we're screwed forever. We're eternally fucked.
Oh yeah. That's the biggest that's the biggest transfer of this season is the takeover. If it don't happen, we know what time it is. We know.
I don't think it's going to happen, man. I was actually thinking, like, back in the summer, like end of the season. I thought, right, it'd be done by July, maybe August.
Yeah,
because they've been talking since November, December. and we're now 7th of September, and it's still, is it happening? Isn't it happening?
Yeah.
I know
No,
it's
but
a
you're
lot of
right, though. It was to buy time, though. When the Ronaldo situation came out, and then when the whole kind of like, the bad press came out, it was just, let's spin it. Because Ronaldo exposed them, innit? So they were like, you know what? We've got to make it out like we're leaving. Then it will make people think, you know what Ronaldo said doesn't really matter, does it? He's going anyway. So they just tried to spin it. So maybe you are right in that, leader. The flip side of it is they were just buying their time because they had very, very much bad press. So, boy.
But I knew, but the thing is, when it initially came out, I knew it wasn't going to be a quick thing. When people were like, yo, what, Flawless, why are you not getting gassed about it? Red tear and all this. You do understand they are trying to buy Manchester United Football Club. This was never going to be a quick thing. Go to your bank now, to anybody watching this, and try and move £500 from one account to another. Guaranteed you can't just do that smoothly. So if you are trying to buy Manchester United Football Club, we are talking for 6, maybe 7 billion, which would be the biggest transfer of a sporting institution. You don't think they're double checking and triple checking every single detail? You don't think they're dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's? If you are trying to buy something for 6 billion. I remember one time I was trying to buy freaking train tickets and it popped up and it said, yeah, go to your online account to make sure you verify this. And that's nowhere near 6-7 billion. I don't think people realize this. That like when you are you are buying Manchester United Football Club, we are talking 6 billion. It was never going to be a quick fix. It was never like Sheikh Jassim rocks up on the Monday, yeah, here's the money, and then Tuesday he takes over the club. It's never going to happen like that.
No, it was never going to be that quick. But bro, this has been nearly a whole year, man.
Yeah, that's what I think it will take. I said this. I think it will take like a year or more. Because the Chelsea one took long, and that only got sped up because Roman Abramovich they froze his account.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that one would have took longer. When you look at sporting clubs or any sporting franchise being bought, it's never quick. Takeover's
He's
never
refusing to give the money as well, isn't he, Roman? Yeah, he's refusing to give it to Ukraine. Apparently, the money was supposed to go to Ukraine. He's refusing to give it to him.
Ah, see, I didn't even know that. But when you look
seen
at
that a couple of
basketball
weeks
clubs, like whether it's basketball, whether it's NFL, whatever the case may be, like they those things take time. They could be, and we don't know what the Glazers want either because they don't reveal it. Like we don't know any information in regards to the actual deal. We don't know if they're legit trying to sell, have to change their mind, how much they want, how far off is Sheikh Jassim's offer. We don't know any of these things.
Yeah, facts.
No, it's true, man. Listen, it's been a great show, people. 1,300 inside. Make sure you follow all the lads' channels. The links are in the title. Yeah, you can't miss them. Just click them straight to their channel. It won't even take you off of this. But yeah, man, make sure you smash the like button up. Follow Lee Reacts as well. I'll have a video out on there later.
Sure.
And also, what you got coming up, bro?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I've got a holiday coming up soon. Gonna be in the mud in Cancun soon. So yeah, man.
Hey, come on, Mexico.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be chilling. I might put a video out. We'll see. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But love for having me on. Big up, boys. And
Come on, always, man. Flawless, what you got coming up, man?
We've got coming up today, Thursday. Actually, ironically, people, Thursday, Sarcasm City TV, midnight, I'll be live, UK time. Myself, my boy Cam, United Arsenal show, actually. So make sure you lock into that. Very similar to this, talking all things United, talking all things Arsenal. Big up for having me, Lee, as always. But that's Sarcasm City TV on YouTube, people.
Link in the title, people. And Saeed, man, you're done with football. You're done with streaming. You need a holiday. And here you are. Thank you very much.
And here I'm at, yeah. I am actually looking for somewhere next week, so I'll be flying out next week. I'm just looking for places to go to, man. But follow me on Saeed TV. I'm actually live in 5 minutes. I'm going to be discussing the Sancho move possible to Saudi Arabia. Some news coming out of that there as well. So yeah, come and check me out in 5 minutes, Saeed TV.
There you go, people. Straight all the way to Saeed's channel. This is going to redirect you to Goonie's channel. I'm going to go and laugh at his football club. I texted him yesterday. I said, with all this Man United news coming out, it's kind of took all the heat away from Chelsea being poor.
I'm telling you, man. I can't wait till they're in the mud, man, because the way the Americans do it, it becomes a shit show, man. You know what I mean?
Wait, did you just say you can't wait till they are in the mud? They are in the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
they worse than us.
Flawless.
Bro, I think they've only won 3 games in 2023.
Yeah, they've got
2023, man.
In fact, since Bowley's took over, yeah, if you take out the 5 wins that Tuchel had, I think they've only got maybe how many wins they got this season? Have they got 1 win this season? against Luton.
Yeah, 1 win. Yeah,
One
Yeah,
win.
1 win.
They had
against
11
Luton.
last year. They've only had 7 wins since Bowley's took over. If you
Wow.
take 2 balls out.
Yeah, like their last 4 or 5 managers, I think they've got 38 points from 36 games. That's what it is.
Boy.
Since like Poch, the Bruno guy, Lampard, Potter, they've legit got 38 points from their last 36 games. I think
That's
Enzo
great.
only has like 4 wins.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? Since he's
Boy.
been here, he's
I
got
wonder
like
if
4
he's looking to
Premier League
leave.
wins.
All right, listen, people, it's been sick, man. Like I said, check out all the lads' channels doing the title, and we're out of here. Laters.
Big up.
Big up, man.